Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is Hanaki, and today this is part 2 of my 4-part series ranking the top 25 players under the age of 25 for the 4 major North American sports. So yesterday night I uploaded my NHL 25 under 25. Make sure to check that video out, but today I'll be doing the NBA. Also, this coming week, I will do the MLB 25 under 25 and also the NFL 25 under 25. So to be eligible for this list, you obviously have to be under the age of 25. So you have to be 24 years or younger. All the players on these lists are probably not at their peak yet, and they're continue to get better. And this is not a list of how good they will be in the future. This is a ranking of how they currently are right now at this moment, not 5 years from now. Otherwise, the list would be completely different. This is a list of how good these players currently are. So let's get started. At 25, we have Miles Turner. At 24, we have Jonathan Isaac. At 23, we have Dylan Brooks. At 22, we have Lauri Markkanen. And at 21, we have Jaren Jackson Jr. So I kind of had the 21 to 23 I had from the beginning, but I actually originally had 2 different players for 24 and 25, but I switched them to Miles Turner and Jonathan Isaac. All these players are solid starters who average around a point per game, except for Miles Turner, who is a center. And they're not stars yet for sure, and it's unlikely that they will be in the future. They don't necessarily have that potential, but they currently are decent starters, and they will be in the future. Now moving on to number 20, I have John Morant. At 19, I have DeAndre Ayton. At 18, I have Jaylen Brown. At 17, I have D'Angelo Russell. And at 16, I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So John Morant was the 2nd overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft, and I have him at 20. Now, in some other 25 under 25s for the NBA, I've seen he's been a bit higher, also some a bit lower. I think 20 is a good spot for him. And DeAndre Ayton was the 1st overall pick in 2018. I have him at 19. So moving on. At 15, I have Jamal Murray. At 14, I have De'Aaron Fox. At 13, I have John Collins. At 12, I have Brandon Ingram. At 11, I have Zion Williamson. So John Collins is somewhat of a defensive liability, but I think his offense makes up for that. That's why he has maybe a bit higher ranking than you might have thought, because he's averaging over 20 points per game, which is pretty good for a 21-year-old. That's actually very good. Brandon Ingram is, I think, the favorite to win Most Improved Player, and he was part of the AD trade. And Zion at 11, you may think he should be in the top 10. I think he personally could go higher, but there are some players in this list who are currently a bit older and also have proved themselves more. Zion only played like 2 weeks in the NBA, and I think he could go higher, but we just haven't had the sample size enough to rank him ahead of some of these more proven players. So let's get into the top 10. At number 10, I have Kristaps Porzingis. At 9, I have Bam Adebayo. At 8, I have Domantas Sabonis. At 7, I have Ben Simmons. And at 6, I have Devin Booker. So I think that Devin Booker and Ben Simmons are definitely close. And also, I think 6 to 9 is fairly close. Even Kristaps, you can also add there. Now, let's get into the top 5. 5, I have Karl Anthony Towns. At 4, I have Donovan Mitchell, who was the Rookie of the Year, I think, in 2018. At 3, I have Jason Tatum. At 2, I have Trae Young. And at number 1, I have the Slovenian Luka Doncic. So, Luka Doncic was the Rookie of the Year last year. Trae Young was 2nd place last year. And I think Doncic is for sure number 1, and by quite a big margin. And Trae Young, he could go anywhere from 2 to 5, but I'll have him go at number 2. Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell, I think, are fairly close, except I do think Tatum's the better player. And Karl Anthony Towns is the top center on this list, and I think he is a top 5 center in the NBA. So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to our channel